Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 31st, 2020 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be located in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, steady, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bowls sing. As I move your Moonology and your Queen of the Moon cards over to the side, these will be layered on top of the tarot to really give Luna, to really give the moon a voice of her own. Now let's see what the tarot has to say. How will Scorpio be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Okay. Now, here, the left-hand side, this is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side is the public arena, the public self. And I have the moon set out right here. And the really cool thing is that the new moon is in Scorpio, so you are going to feel very pulled towards that time, Scorpio. There is this sense of a purging, of it coming forward, and I just feel that really, really powerfully for you during this time. And what's also really cool about this moon is that it hasn't been seen in 19 years. A full moon in Taurus and it's a blue moon on Samhain, on Halloween, is just so powerful, where the veil between this world and the spirit world is the thinnest. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Magician. Yeah, this is a magical time. Claiming your power, standing in your abundance. Then you have the Queen of Cups. So this is you shining through as a queen, very connected with the Scorpio new moon. And this, of course, is you in the minor arcana. You're also represented by the Death card in the major arcana. You have the Four of Wands, and then you have the Moon card right here. So the moon really does play a intricately powerful part for you. There's facing fears, and this is really connecting with Samhain. This is really connecting with power and understanding and grace and a purging of what is no longer needed within your life. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. The repeat of the number 4 is really working on the foundational you. The Knight of Cups, right? This is you again coming through as a defender. You are a queen and a defender. So it's really cool because knights defend queens. So your heart is defending your inner self. You have the Lovers right here, which is a Gemini energy. This connects you to the full moon in November, on November 30th, is the full moon in Gemini. And then you have the Ace of Swords, God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, hands you this gift of knowledge. There's something here that's cultivating and that will come to a head during this full moon on the 30th of November. And then in the public arena, you're taking this gift of knowledge and of understanding. There's this way that your heart and your mind connect that is really quite powerful. You have another 4, so now this is 3 4, so this is divinity telling you here to step back, take time, look at the battles that you have been through, look at what you have accomplished, what you have conquered. And then we have the sun right here, which is blessings coming into your life. People may take you by eyes because of this. And then we have, again, another 4. So now you have 4 4s, which is really quite beautiful. And this is the Emperor. This is foundational self, okay? Here, because this is your foundation, this is your crowning. And with the Emperor, it's saying, live your truth. Claim your throne. Know that, yes, you will make mistakes. You will fall. You will stumble. You will doubt yourself, most definitely. But there is power to you in the public arena. And you need to take time to embrace your mind, to really know what it is that you think and what it is that you want, but also to pay homage to everything that you have been through. That's going to be rather cathartic for you, Scorpio, and it's going to be very empowering because there's a beauty towards what you love, towards what you desire, and towards what you want here. And you're really cutting through all the nonsense that has held you back. Now, with the full moon in Taurus, this is really powerful because it is the most solid and the most sensual of the moons, which are things that you really enjoy. I mean, who doesn't enjoy solid sensuality? But for you, Scorpio, you live in between. You can see the spiritual side and you can see the practical side so easily, and you walk between these worlds. And here with the practical side coming forward and connecting it to your spiritual ambitions and desires and hopes and dreams, this is a powerful way for you to, here it says your dreams need a practical plan. This is a powerful way for you to give those dreams a practical plan, to see the interconnectedness that wasn't there before or that you had overlooked. And now you are moving forward in this solid sensuality and you hunger for what is needed, but you will rebel a little bit against change that isn't of your own making. You'll sit there and be like, no, that isn't what I want. And sometimes during this moon, we can get rather stubborn about things. This is what I want, this is what I need, this is what I desire, and I know the answers. Stepping out of your comfort zone and letting divinity move through you and with you and saying, okay, well, look at it this way and maybe look at it this way is going to be something that's very, very, very beneficial. Because during this time, yes, we don't want to change in ways that we do not know, but also considering these changes and moving forward and releasing negativity is going to be so powerful for you because you're going to see that you are called to something greater. You are called to something more. And during this blue moon, it says, believe in the impossible. You are cultivating patience and building up your power. And you're seeing that it doesn't all have to happen yesterday, which we as human beings, that's how we want it to happen. We want it to be yesterday. And it calls us to take time, to step back, to see what's truly important to us. And that really connects you with the moon power that is so powerful for you during the Shaolin full moon, where you are seeing yourself releasing what no longer serves you. You are pulling out the poison. And this is going to be very, 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 very powerful around the 15th of November. You're pulling out the poison. You are connecting with your ancestors, ancestral knowledge, with knowledge of the wisdom that has come before you. So it might not be even your ancestors. You might find yourself just very drawn to sacred, ancient texts during this time. And this is a time where our emotions can get a little bit tumultuous, where we're sitting there and we're trying to balance so much that at times it feels like we're not balancing anything. And so staying solidly planted in the garden of your truth, in the soil that is nurturing you, in what is feeding you and guiding you forward, really has you surrendering to the divine, really has you sitting there and saying, okay, I know there's something greater out there for me. And I know that I am embracing this power of my magic, this power of the 4 elements. And you have that repeat of the number 4 times. So the elemental power of, the grounding truth of the earth, of the knowledge of the air, of the water, of the heart, of the emotions, and of the passion and the fire of the wants is going to be so important to you to have integrated into your life these 4 elemental truths, and then having them all wrapped in the spirit is going to be what guides you forward, what has you looking at what you desire more openly and more honestly than you have before. This is also going to be a time here, you have the 2 queens, where you feel it's very private for you. You feel like you need to step back and make these plans, but you're also stepping before the altar of your existence and saying, this is what I want. This is what I desire. This is the magic that lives within me. And by magic, I mean the God's head that is hidden within each and every one of us, and how we look externally for what is internally ours. And with the new moon in Scorpio, we work through our fears. So on the 15th of November, we're really being called to work through our fears, to walk through the portal of our existence, to embrace new beginnings, and for us to know that a new start is coming. It's like this is the quiet, reflective, meditative time to look at the poison and say, I'm pulling this out of me. I do not want it anymore. And it's really within your heart. It's your heart and your mind coming together. It's a looking at what is no longer right for you. Things that you had thought you would love, or, sacrifices that you have made and ways that you have been pulled this way and that, Scorpio, that you're sitting there and saying, you know what, now it's time for me to focus on me. It's for me to heal. It's for me to be empowered. Because as you embrace this knowledge and this understanding, it leads you to the full moon in Gemini, which says the answers you need are coming. And the full moon in Gemini is a lunar eclipse also. So conclusions are within reach because the answers you need are coming. And it's embracing this knowledge, this understanding, this fierceness of self that is really going to help you see 2 sides of the coin, but also, more importantly, Scorpio, the 2 sides to your life. The warrior spirit and the healer spirit that is inside each and every one of us. And during this time, we have one day on the 31st of October, where our spirit animals are the crow and the dove. And this is on Halloween, this is on Samhain. And so the power here of our ancestors, the power here of ancestral knowledge is so beautiful, but also the ancestral knowledge contrasting with our, human knowledge can also be so overpowering. And what we have here with the crow and the dove spirit is we have that overpowering message of transformation, of power, of grace really coming in. Because the crow is a sign of death, right? So our ancestors would see crows come to battlefields, or even now, you'll see crows come to battlefields and they'll eat the fallen because that's what they do. They are carrion birds. They eat meat. The dove is a symbol of peace. The dove is that symbol of peace, whether it be for sacrifice, you sacrifice a white dove for peace. I believe that's in the Bible where you sacrifice the white dove, but it's also the message of peace for after the flood. So we have this idea of peace, and now we have this idea of chaos and hurt and pain. A flock of crows is called a murder of crows. So you have peace and then you have a murder come forward. And it can be a murder to our ideologies of what peace actually is and how we move forward for ourselves in that peace. And what, I think it's rather interesting for Spirit to say, but what Spirit is saying here is that a lot of times as we move forward and as we're seeing things so much more clearly, we look at our naivety. We look at what we thought was true, but that isn't. And we look at the empowerment for us to break out of our comfort zone and be that fierceness, but also be that kindness that we need within this world. And so it says here, co-create with Spirit. Co-create with Spirit. Know that Spirit is working with you, guiding you, moving you forward as you embrace peace, as you be peace. And so the crow symbolizes change. It symbolizes sacred law and trusting your personal integrity and intuition. And as you embrace this change, which you're going to kind of rebel against because the Taurian full moon kind of likes things to stay cozy and the same, you're going to see that you start speaking your truth. And that's a change that we bring in. It's the change that lets us connect more with our truth. So that's more in alignment with our inner selves, our inner power, which is what Taurus really wants us to have, Scorpio, in our lives during this time. And this brings us to a personal transformation that brings forward the messages that you're going to really see come to a head at the next full moon. And with the dove spirit, this is bringing us messages of peace and hope, especially when our hearts are breaking, and whose heart isn't a little bit broken during this time, during this chaos and upheaval in our world. And then it calls to us to be gentle compassion. But the crow also says, do not let yourself be taken advantage of. So be gentle compassion, but do not be a fool. And then as you embrace this, the dove also releases us from the pain that is holding us back, from the pain that says, oh no, you can't. And now you're stepping into the light of, oh yes, I can. I can be that change, and I can also embrace that warrior spirit that is inside of me. And in November, the spirit animals for November are the snake spirit and the eel spirit. So the snake spirit brings forward healing. It says time to heal. And the eel spirit says, bring your ideas to life. So you're illuminating what you truly want as you heal. Your healing illuminates your truth. And the snake spirit is very interesting because we have these two kind of ingrained images when it comes to a snake. A snake is the fall of man, most definitely. But a snake is also the Asclepian, I believe I'm saying that right, of the healing staff that is still used for signs for medics and, doctors today. So you have a sign of healing and you have a sign of falling. And they seem to be very contrasting, but they're not. So when we heal, we transform. And as we heal, we open ourselves up to knowledge that we might not have really felt as comfortable with as we once were. So here, with the snake spirit, it's healing opportunities that change our lives. It's a shedding of a skin. It's feeling a bit more vulnerable. So this is why we're working through our fear. Because Scorpio, you're going to have a tendency, especially you Scorpio, like to sting first, ask questions later. It's kind of like defend and then move on. And so here it's saying, and you get this from the snake spirit. The snake spirit, when a snake is shedding its skin, it becomes more vulnerable. Its eyesight isn't as good. It's more vulnerable because it's shedding its skin, so it can lash out a lot more easily. So here, a lot easier. So here, you're going to find that you're going to have this tendency while you're healing, while you're transforming, you might find that you're a little bit quicker to snip, a little bit quicker to, have a venom come out because you're releasing this venom from you. And you want to make sure during this time not to release it onto others. Yeah, and that's for everybody during this time. So just be mindful of that with your interactions with people, but also with people's interactions with you. They're purging something. They're being reshaped, reborn. And as we do this, it increases our energy. It increases our desire, our way to move forward. And then we have the eel spirit, which really amplifies the power of this healing. And it gives us emotional strength, and it gives us foresight into the future. And it makes us, illuminate what we want from life more powerfully and more openly and more honestly. And it has us standing before the altar of our existence saying, this is me. You have the repeat of the number one. So the repeat of the number one is determination, passion, stubbornness, power, being a leader. And you start off with your inner self, with being a leader of what you want, a leader of your gifts, a kind of looking at your talents. And you might sit there, Scorpio, during this time, and kind of like, it's almost like rolling die. And you sit there and you're looking at your talents, you're looking at the ways things have fallen, like kind of by fate into your life, where you're gifted, where you're not gifted. And it's like, well, how do I utilize this? What do I do? What do I want? And there's this profound sense of healing and of, I want to say conquering, but Spirit is saying that's an inadequate word. It's like the healing warrior. That's it. You're the healing warrior. It's kind of like some things have to fall apart in order for you to regrow them more strongly, more beautifully within your life, within yourself. So there is a healing that you might feel like, oh wow, I'm losing a huge part of me, but you're not. You're really not losing anything. You're going to find that, yes, we all transform. Yes, we all kind of move away from what we once were. And that could be a time that we have to mourn. But there's also tremendous power there. There's tremendous power as you move forward in your grace, as you stand before the altar of your existence, as above, so below. As you think it, as you say it, so it becomes. And that is a powerful, powerful part of you during this time. And you're going to see yourself really connecting with your ancestors as you take on more of your truth, more of your understanding, more of what you desire. There's this sense of profound intuition. There's also this sense of profound love, guidance, and acceptance around you. I would not be surprised at all, actually, for a lot of you Scorpios, it's a feminine energy that is around you. It can be, it is a feminine energy. For some of you, it's like a mother-father figure is what I'm seeing here. It's a mother-father figure, somebody who was gentle and kind, but also fierce and determined and, or could have just been that mother-father that that you needed in your life and kind of filled both roles, or was both to you. There's this powerful truth that is coming forward, and there's a sense of you healing during this time, of you really connecting. There's something big that happens around the 15th of November. I would actually circle that on your calendar. And if you can, not plan anything really big for that time, because there is going to be such a sense of purging understanding. There's going to be such a sense of you stepping into your own through healing, through compassion, through acceptance of self, that's going to be a very vulnerable time for you. So just be mindful of that during this time, because you're entering into a new celebration of soul, of self, of passion, of power, of brilliance. It's like, this is what I want from my life. This is what I'm celebrating for me, what I desire, what I need, what is moving me forward. And this has to be rejoiced. All right, this has to be rejoiced. There's there is a sense here of you rejoicing in the power that is you. And so as you rejoice in the power that is you, Scorpio, you're going to see doors that were shut start to open. You're going to see that you're looking at yourself in a new way, in a new light. There's love that is around you. There's a connection with compassion. Because when I look at these roses, I see the Virgin Mary, and I have this strong affinity towards her. And so it's any sort of deity of compassion that you have this affinity towards that is going to be shining brightly within your life, going to be moving you forward in a very powerful, profound way. And it shows you that new opportunities are coming. And it's kind of like, as you celebrate, as you dance in the joy of your existence, of yourself, and of your power, you look at the fears that have been holding you back, but you also look at the illuminating intensity of this moon. And you step into your truth. You step into your own. You step into what you love. And you say, this is me. This is who I am. And I'm purging away the poison that has been laid into my heart, that has been planted in my garden of my existence, of, what I want from my life. And I'm saying no more. No more am I being denied the truth and the power that I want. No more am I focusing on the shadows instead of the beautiful, instead of the beauty. No more am I coming from a place of lack instead of from a place of power and rejoicing? And this is going to be a powerful shift for you, because here you have the sun and the moon coming together. There is the sense of these great awakenings happening at night and during the day. And it's really going to be, I see it as almost from sunset to sunset is going to be kind of like the time frame that you have during this time, Scorpio. This sense of, as the moon, as the sun goes down, as the moon embraces this calm, silvery light and shines this light upon us, you are going to be seeing things much more honestly, much more openly for yourself. You're going to be looking at your truth. And that kind of meditative, it's not a meditative state, but there's something that you really look upon during that time. And it goes from sunset to sunset. And it lets you see. And then with the rising of the moon the next day, you are going to see a new idea coming forward. You're going to see a new embrace of what you want, of what you desire, of where you desire to be, of how you want to move forward. And it's letting you purge this energy that is over your heart. And with the Four of Pentacles, I always see this as my vampiric energy card. I mean, this is the one where you're just getting that energy sucked out. Nothing is replenished, only diminished. And that is a bad place to be. When we have it crowning our hearts, it can be, here, Scorpio, that you're trying to help too many people. It can be that, you're pulling yourself in too many directions. It can also be that people are looking at you during this time and seeing the blessings that are coming your way and saying, why not me? Why do you get this and I don't? How come I can't move forward the way that you are? And so they're taking a little bit of your energy, without you even realizing it. And you feel more drained. You feel more tired. Your heart feels a bit more vulnerable during this time. And this will happen until you say enough is enough. Until you step back and you connect in the silence with your angels. And you see yourself taking that flaming sword, holding it in your hands, in your angel's hands, cupping over yours. And you're cutting through the doubt and the fear. You're cutting through the negativity. You're cutting through this light that is around you. And it's the light of the universe, yes. But it's the light of all the connections we make in the world. And so you cut through it. And for a moment, there's just silence. And for you, here, Scorpio, the silence is going to be the most profoundly beautiful part of it all. So you connect with the silence. You connect with the exhale. And as you connect with the exhale, you connect more deeply and more truly with yourself. And then the light comes back. You're connected once again to that universal light. But this time you have, moved away. You have, no, not moved away. You have eliminated the corruptions. Now, will they come back? Will people be jealous? Will, people try to siphon away your energy so that they can have more? Absolutely. That's what people do. Well, that's what some people do. And you will have to do this again. I would recommend doing this every night before you go to sleep, because there's this sense of profound vulnerability to you because of the power that you are embracing, because of the shifts that you are making within your life. And to ward off that vulnerability, you step into your powerful truth and your abundant self. And that leads you to really being a defender of your heart. You're moving forward slowly and steadily to what you love, to what you want, to where you need to be. And as you embrace this, you defend your queenly self. You defend your monarch self. And this is going to be a person who's more comfortable behind the scenes, even though you have the magician, even though you are comfortable standing before the altar of your existence and claiming your truth. You are defending what you love. And you are defending the quiet, serene way for which you are moving forward. And I do apologize about my voice. I seem to have a bit of a cold. And then we have the lovers. The lovers is the Gemini energy. Okay, so from the 15th to the 30th of November, this energy, super intense. Super, super intense. It can make you feel more vulnerable than you really want to be, Scorpio. Because it is pulling you out of your comfort zone. It's having you find answers to questions that might seem like, maybe you didn't really want them. Like you wanted the truth. But as the answers to the questions come, as the power moves you forward, you're like, oh wow, that's not what I expected. Oh wow, that's not what I wanted to see. Because there's this duality to us that is coming up. And as you embrace this duality, you embrace you. And it's going to be so important for you during this time. It's never going to be just one way. It's never going to be just one power that is about you. There's going to be multifaceted, different ways that you are embracing, that you are moving forward, that you are looking at things more openly and more honestly. And it's leading you towards what you love, towards what you desire, towards what you need. And as you embrace this, you embrace more and more of you. You step into what you love more easily, okay? Because you're able to see that it is more complex than we give it credit for. We're more complex than we give ourselves credit for. And as you step into this love, you step into this duality of spirit, you step into this duality of self, and you cut through the doubts and the fears that have held you back, that have kept you small, that have kept your voice silent. During this time, you are really embracing the power of your voice, the abolishing of the nightmares. It's kind of like you vanquish them and you say no more. No more am I being ruled by fear or by others' negativity. I step into my power, my light, because you take this gift that is handed to you in your heart. Okay? And God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, hands you this gift of knowledge, of coming together, of truth. And this is why during this time, speaking your truth is so important to you. It's like you can lie, most definitely. Okay, it would be probably easier to lie. I'm not saying here, and Spirit is not saying to speak truths that are harmful and mean and malicious and vindictive, because, that's easy to do. But to speak truths that echo into your soul, that have the true you standing forward, because that's what the Taurian energy is all about. It connects to the guide, in this deck, the guide, but to the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is the King of Kings. So here it would be the ruler of the queens. It would be the ruler of the magician is the Hierophant. Because the Hierophant was represented by the Pope in the Minor Arcana. And the Pope could tell kings, queens, and emperors what to do. And did. And so here to step into that power that says, this is my grace, this is my essence, and I embrace it fully. That's why you're going to rebel against things that try to change you too much, that try to push you too far out of your comfort zone. So here you have this knowledge coming in and you're connecting with your heart. It's your heart and your mind coming together. And that's so important because I see us as emotional beings. As emotional beings, we have to have that balance between our minds and our hearts. Because if we're purely emotions, we can be absolute chaos. And if we're purely logical, we can be cold and distant. So here, it's that coming together. And it's that truth of the heart that is moving you forward. And you're taking it in your waking world, in the public arena. And it's like, this is me. You can be a little bit more business-minded. You can be a little bit more blunt and to the point, and maybe even a bit aggressive. And it's not aggressive in a bad way, but it's kind of like, these are the facts. This is what needs to be done. This is what I desire for my life. This is how I'm moving forward. And that's going to be a powerful part of you. And with the Queen of Swords, this is my warrior queen. So you have the Queen of the Heart and you have the Queen of the Mind coming together. And this is going to be a very powerful time for you. You know your truths more steadily, more openly, more honestly, more passionately, more powerfully. And you see them and you stand in them. And you're standing back from the rest of the world. At times, you're going to feel actually like an observer. And it's going to sit there. And you're going to sit there with this power around you, knowing that you are making connections that you have overlooked before. Knowing that you are going to be reaping a harvest of ideas and emotional abundance that once seemed so far out of reach. But also in the public arena, you're not taking anybody's bull. In your inner self, you have to be kinder and more gentle. But in the public arena, you're really not taking anybody's bull. You're crowned by the Queen of Swords, cutting through doubts and fears, getting right to like the heart of the matter, and then with the Emperor, claiming that throne, even though you are not perfect. Because what human being on this earth is? So here, as you cut through the bull, you also give yourself respect for everything that you have been through. All the hardships, all the pains, all the disappointments, all the angers, all the upsets. It's like, yeah, I have been through hell and back. And now it is time for me to rest. In the public arena, you're also going to want to push yourself. This is going to be a moon that really, really calls to you. And you feel like you can get everything done. This moon is power for you. Okay? This moon is powerful and it powers you. It's powerful for you. It moves you forward. And it's like you take giant steps during this time. You have to give yourself time to rest. Don't burn the candle at both ends, which, is something that you're going to find very hard not to do. But also give yourself the respect that you deserve for all the bull that you have been through, all the hardships, all the pains, all the disappointments, all the angers, all the upheavals, because the light shines on you. And if you don't take time to heal and cherish this light, it will go out. Because other people will take you by eyes and take it away. They'll sit there and say, well, why can't I have this radiance? It's because you have the moon and the sun working with you. It's because you are going to be part of the natural cycle of your development, of your understanding. And there is a natural order to things that you are really embracing during this time. And as you embrace it, you see yourself more openly, more honestly, more truthfully, and you embrace your happiness. And this is going to be something that you're kind of iffy on. It's kind of like, oh, I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop. Oh, I don't know when everything's going to fall apart. But you are embracing a truth and a power that is absolutely and positively you, that shines like radiance on your soul and leads you forward. And as you do so, and if you don't let people steal it from you, if you don't let people, knock you from your path and from your truth and make you feel, like crap about yourself, because you're embracing something so much greater. And I know that's a little bit blunt, but that's the way Spirit is saying it. You claim your throne. You sit yourself on that throne and you say, this is me. I am the Emperor. You begin with the magician. You end with the Emperor. So you begin with the power of the soul and you end with the power of this earth. And it's like, this is me. I'm fierce. Okay? This is me. I'm a force to be reckoned with. You are a force to be reckoned with during this time, Scorpio. And nobody can deny that. They will try to tell you you're not perfect. Who is? They will try to tell you that, that you don't deserve this. You do. And by they, I mean the naysayers. I mean the people who think that if you achieve, it means they lose. And that's a sad place to be. And that's not where you are. You are achieving. You are succeeding. You are embracing your throne and your power. So let's see what the moon has to say. How will Scorpio be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. Ooh, fantastic. How will Scorpio be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Scorpio be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. All right. So we have purity, masculinity, the masculine, and change. Sacred masculine really coming forward powerfully, blossoming. Here you are. Yeah, really, really strongly during this lunar cycle. Scorpio, are you coming forward? And it says, it's time to release negativity. And this is the full moon in Scorpio. A personal issue reaches resolution. I like that. You and your loved ones are safe. The energy is gaining momentum. Emotions run high. That's absolutely, absolutely spot on. So when we have purity, we have this over the Magician and the Queen of Cups. So we have this over you standing before the altar of your existence and being the master of your universe, okay? Claiming this royalty, this regality, I think that's the right word, of what you desire. And there's purity. It's like the freshly fallen snow. It's that silence that comes forward. And it is that sense. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever been out in a snowstorm, but when it is snowing, the world goes quiet. Even the birds stop chirping. But after the snow has fallen, after the storm, there's this beauty. The birds start singing and their chirps echo off the snow. And the world is just beautiful. It's beautiful, it's sparse, but it's so crystal clear. And that's going to be what happens when you claim your power, as above, so below. As you believe it, so it becomes. As you speak it, so it is. And you're claiming this power within yourself, within your desire, within what you want. And it brings a purity of intention, like the fallen snow. And you're like, oh wow, this is me. This is me. There's something crystal clear that comes forward. And it connects you as you move forward towards your happily ever after. It connects you with the sacred masculine. It connects you with the fierce energy of power, but also the fiercer, more, it can be chaotic side of creation. And that brings you, as you embrace this moon, to a place of change. Because there's this fierceness to this moon. There's this, kind of hunter spirit to the moon that is bringing you to a change, that is having you look at the world differently, having you change the path that you were on. Because you are so empowered, because you are so emboldened. And it leads you to blossoming as the defender and cutting through the doubts, the fears, and the negativity that have kept you from your wealth, that have kept you from your prosperity on this earthly plane. You are blossoming into you, Scorpio. And you are embracing the energy of Scorpio, the pure, powerful energy of you. And this says it's time to release negativity, because it is. It's time to release the negativity that we hold on to. It's time to release the anger that shapes us. Anger is good. I know we're supposed to never be angry, but that seems a bit silly to me. Anger, when we embrace the lovers, when we embrace love within our lives, anger is from that person who said we'd never make it. Anger is from the negativity that was spoken over us, from the injustices that were done to us, from the chaos that simply this world is. And as we release the negativity, but we keep that passionate fire, you see yourself moving forward and releasing the poison from your life in such a profound and beautiful way that a personal issue is resolved as you cut through the doubts and the fears, as you embrace your knowledge, your power, your brilliance, your truth. And Cancer is going to be very strong within this lunar cycle for you. So just be mindful of that, Cancer energy. And as you are this warrior queen, and as you pay homage to all the battles that you have been through, and let yourself heal, you and your loved ones are safe. It doesn't mean that everything works out exactly as you had planned, or no harm can come. It means that there is a protection around you. There is an angelic guidance and an ancestral protection that leads you forward. And it says here, energy gains momentum. The energy of blessings, the energy of the passionate power, the light of the sun gains momentum, guides you, moves you. And as you claim your throne, your emotions run high because you're seeing so much truth, so much power, so much intoxicating understanding coming to you that you're not the same person at the beginning of this lunar cycle as you are at the end. It's like you go through this profound transformation. You go through this 180. You're not standing in the same place. You're so far from it. It's like, wow, this is me. This fierce power is me. And the subconscious Luna message for this time is focus. Be focused on this rebirth. Be focused on the opening of this third eye. Because as you do so, you balance spirituality with practicality. You balance the deeper spiritual part of you with the practicality of this moon, but also the practicality of this earth, which is what, the tarot and spirit and Luna has been saying. There is this balance that comes in. There is this duality of the way you see things, and there's this powerful force that is you coming forward. And your subconscious tarot message is the Six of Swords. You're gathering up your knowledge. You're gathering up your understanding, and you are moving forward. Is it scary? Absolutely. But you are being guided by the light of this moon towards a profound and brilliant transformation and towards an empowerment that you didn't think was going to come. Wow. I really like that, Scorpio. I'm so happy for you. All right. So let's end this reading with a meditation. Well, let's first start with I hope this reading resonated with you, Scorpio. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation. A clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we step fiercely into our future, as we eliminate, repel, and release the negativity that was holding us back, as we claim the power of this moon to transform and to guide us forward in the light of healing, in the light of passion, and in the light of cleansing beauty. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.